and welcome to Who's Number One. It's the 10th edition of the annual event. We're very happy to have you here, and we're thrilled to be able to present another full card of women's matchups. There's 11 bouts that I'm very excited about. You all should be excited about, and let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to it. Let's meet our first two wrestlers, and they happen to be right here already, so we can get right into it. On my left in the red is Claire Bowie. She is a Fargo junior champion and also won a Florida State title. And her competitor is Gigi Bragg. She placed third at 16U and juniors at Fargo, doubled up on accolades, and also won a cadet and junior folk style nationals title, as well as being a 2021 Pan Am champ. So welcome. And first, Claire, what was it like making Florida history and winning one of the first state titles ever for the women's high school division?
It was exciting to know that Florida had got that far and that a lot of other girls are going to be able to have that opportunity, and I got to set an example and hopefully watch a bunch of other girls do exactly the same thing and just be excited to wrestle.
Yeah, being a trailblazer, do you feel that kind of pressure but also pride that you have taken those big steps forward in the state of Florida?
Yeah, I know. It wasn't sanctioned before, so there was always a state tournament, but knowing that it's official and it'll be in high schools and that they'll have a little bit more attention and opportunities to wrestle just girls, I think is a huge thing. And I feel more like an example than a trailblazer because there's a lot of girls who'd already wrestled.
That's great. Well, we like seeing more trailblazing and more boundaries being broken and another opportunity to showcase great talent that you guys bring to the table here. So we're excited to have you. And Gigi, I got the pleasure of listening to you sing a national anthem before. So you are multi-talented. You obviously put a lot of work into the wrestling side of things. But talk about how you're able to split time and also work and showcase your musical side as well.
Well, singing's something I've always done just ever since I was little. I've sang the national anthem at wrestling tournaments, and my name got out there the more and more I did it. So I do it whenever they ask me, and it's a fun thing to have.
All right, and now also talk about your training situation. You're from Minnesota, but you're working out all over the place like so many other wrestlers. What is your current situation?
Well, I have the best coaches everywhere. I live in Michigan for the summer, and I train with Mario Flores and Michigan Rev, and I have great partners, great coaches, great families. And then during the winter, I wrestle for Anoka High School, and I wrestle at Pinnacle, which I have great coaches and partners there too, coached by Brandon Paulson and Jared Lawrence. And I also lift at Body Rejuvenation with Josh, Lucas, and Bennett.
All right, that's a lot of coaches, good shouts, making sure everybody gets covered. I'm sure they appreciate it, and we appreciate that all the work that they put into getting you prepared for this event. Tell us what we should expect at this opening bout, the very first match of the event going off tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Well, I've gotten a lot bigger and stronger and faster, and I've totally improved since Fargo, so I'm super excited to showcase that tomorrow night. And I'm really, really excited just to wrestle and have this opportunity.
That's excellent. We're excited as well. And Gigi, want to give you a chance. Shout out to any coaches, any family members, and also what you're excited for batting leadoff and having the first match of the event.
Well, I've worked with a lot of different people. I've actually went and saw Mario before, and he's one of my favorites. I'm now at Wyoming Seminary, and that's a huge change for me, and all the coaches there are nice. And then my coaches back at home, I worked with Connor Beebe, and a lot of my fundamentals came from Coach Matt, who runs a Canes Club program and the high school I used to go to. And my dad shakes me everywhere, and I'm just grateful for all the opportunities I've had.
Excellent. Well, we're excited for this bout. Leading off 106 pounds, Claire Bowie in the red and Gigi Bragg in the black. Thanks, guys. We look forward to seeing you out there on the mat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'd like to welcome our next bout. It's number 2 in the lineup at 152 pounds. We have Jasmine Robinson over here in the red, and her competitor in the black is Michelle Rebish. Looking forward to this one. Jasmine, a Texan native who is wrestling in her second Who's Number 1 event. She won 16U and Junior Fargo stop signs in 2021. Michelle, now in Michigan, originally from Alaska, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and is also a double Fargo champ in 2022. So want to start with Jasmine. Now that you are back again for another Who's Number 1, what has changed between last year in Dallas, kind of in your own backyard, and now up here in Michigan?
Well, I think it's a different mindset this year. I'm definitely going in more mentally strong and trying a new angle to coming into wrestling. But it's been fun.
All right, and Michelle, you've wrestled Jasmine before. What has changed between then and now for you?
I don't know. I mean,
Tell me about who you're
I
wrestling
practice
with.
more. Oh, my friend, Alma. I've trained with her a lot since World Team Trials, and my coach Rooster to help get me prepared for Pan Ams and Fargo.
Nice. And tell us about going from Alaska to Michigan and what the different training environments were like, and what you're excited about being able to wrestle now here at Who's Number 1.
I'm super excited to have the opportunity to wrestle here. Michigan, there's a lot more opportunity, a lot more different style of wrestling. So, yeah.
Great. And Jasmine, you are known for having a very physical style. Your double legs are we've seen a lot of highlights from those. Talk us about tell us about that move, and do you look for that when you go out in a match, or is it just kind of now just second nature?
It's definitely a muscle memory move. Like at this point, I don't even think about it. It just happens. I'm like, oh crap, did I do that? But yeah, I've been trying to expand my shot range now, so I got a couple more.
Okay, working on that. So be on the lookout for more than just that double leg.
Yeah.
All right. What else are you looking forward to competing to do while competing here at Who's Number 1?
I can't give out all my secrets.
No, you don't have to give them all out.
No,
you
but
can talk about your mindset maybe.
I'm definitely going in there more with more moves, definitely. So.
All right, we're looking forward to seeing them. And Michelle, what are you looking forward to doing out there on the mat tomorrow?
Wrestle and try to win.
That's a good plan. I think that's a great strategy. You should stick to it. Anything else before we let you guys go? Any shout outs to any coaches or parents that you'd like to give?
Yeah, I would like to thank all my coaches and family who have helped me get to where I'm at right now.
Excellent. Jasmine, anything to say before?
Yeah, I would like to shout out my teammates in the Allen Wrestling program and Coach Best for coming all the way down here with me, and my family too, because they're helping.
All right, shout out to the great state of Texas as well.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. Appreciate the time, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, another bout coming up at 138 pounds. This one should be a lot of fun. Sarah Henkel on my left in the red, and her opponent, Zayna McBride, over here on my right. This one is going to pit a Fargo champion that Sarah has won in 2022, and she's originally from Connecticut. And Zayna is a U15 and U17 place winner. She is from Buffalo, and you'll be attending Life University. Have you started going to Life?
I went up there a few days to train, but I'm going to start in the fall, so classes start October.
So they haven't started just yet?
Yeah, not yet.
Okay. I want to talk about your process of, this is a high school event, and it's not usual that we have wrestlers that are going into college, but you're only 16 years old.
Yeah.
So tell us about graduating high school at 16, and we wanted to make sure, or we wanted to have you here because that's a rare thing, and we didn't want you to miss out on an opportunity when you've accomplished so much on the mat. So tell us about how you came to be a 16-year-old high school graduate.
Well, I was homeschooled, initially, so my parents kind of like pushed everybody a little bit faster through high school. So I graduated my last year, this year actually doing like a dual program with high school classes, but then I was enrolled in like some college classes. So everybody in my family graduated early from high school. So
A lot of studying going on in that house.
Yeah.
That's great. And Sarah, tell us, as a Fargo champion, that was a near-run bout. Yeah, that was a close one in the finals there on the big stage. Tell us about what you took from that match and what you're going to apply now here at Who's Number One.
It's just another match, and it's on a big stage, but just, don't be like too stressed or anything, and just go out there and do what you can do.
And shout out to Connecticut. It's a small state that doesn't usually get a ton of wrestlers at high-level events, but talk about training in Connecticut and what your environment is there.
Well, in Connecticut, I train at Team Tugman, and I'll train with my brother, William Hankel. And there's a few girls there that I'll work out with too. But I go to New Jersey a lot and wrestle at Buxton with Coach Buxton and Cooperman.
Okay, great. You said you wrestle with your brother a little bit. He's a wrestler as well.
Yeah, William Hankel.
Nice. Wrestling families seem to be a thing. Zaina, you're no stranger to wrestling in the family. Your brother went to Buffalo. I believe your dad also wrestled at Buffalo.
Yep.
Okay, so what's it like having all that wrestling history and background there?
It's nice because now my brother and my dad get to coach me. So even when we went down to Texas, my brother and my dad were in my corner. So it's kind of nice having family members like in the house that you can live with, and we're always watching stuff wrestling together, and it's pretty nice being able to have them with me and coming with me and knowing how to coach me almost perfectly because they live with me. So. And
yeah, they know your tendencies, and you can ask questions at the dinner table, and you can have discussions like that. What are you excited about, or what about this event gets you excited to compete?
I'm just thankful to wrestle here. I mean, the whole thing is kind of like a really awesome experience. I think the best part is just being able to come out and wrestle in my hijab. So I'm really thankful that Flo reached out to me and asked me can you do this? And I asked them, I was like, can I wrestle in my hijab? I'm not gonna wrestle in what you guys wrestle in. And they were like, wrestle in what you want. So that's probably the most exciting part for me, being able to wrestle and represent myself as a Muslim and wear my hijab while I'm on the mat. So
yeah, we're excited that you're able to compete too, and we're glad that we can provide that platform, and we're excited to see what you can do. And Sarah, give you an opportunity to talk about what you're excited about, and anybody else that you want to give a shout out.
I'm very blessed to be here, and very excited that I was asked to wrestle on the one of the big stages here, and just a big match. And I'm just excited to have the opportunity to be able to wrestle.
Excellent. We're excited for you guys. You both earned it, and it should be a good one. So we look forward to seeing you guys compete. Thanks very much. All right, we have another awesome bout. I mean, they're all awesome bouts, let's be honest. But this one, number one versus number two, it's what it's all about. It's in the name of the title. 122 pounds, Cadence Diddick from Illinois. This is your second Who's Number One. You're a Fargo champion, and your opponent is Everest Leidecker, also a Fargo champion. I want to get to your guys' stories right now. And Everest, I want to ask, you were not in the rankings going into Fargo.
Yes.
Some would say now that was an oversight that will be corrected. But tell us about going into that Fargo maybe without as much fanfare or pressure or anything like that, and how you ended up getting to the top of the podium.
For Fargo, I knew I could get to the top. I knew I could win. I kind of thought not being ranked, I think it kind of made people underestimate me, so they didn't take me as seriously. I kind of like that, but now I think I'll obviously be ranked, so yeah.
Great. Yeah, I think so too. I will make sure that the rankings committee has you, up there. And then, of course, this event is about determining who is number one. So, Cadence, you were at this event last year. What did you learn from that event, and how have you changed and grown as a wrestler since then?
I would say last year, it was a good experience for me because, I got to be, under the lights and, the smoke when it come out. It can be a little, nerve-wracking when you first go through that. So, last year was, a good year to, prepare me for, when that happens at other competitions.
And what have you been working on? How has your wrestling game changed? How are you a different wrestler, I guess, between last year's Who's Number One and then today?
I would say this year I'm better at handling myself under pressure, and I can keep my emotions in check. And but yeah, both years I feel like I'm just been working hard and preparing for this match. But yeah. Nice.
We're looking forward to it. And Everest, you're from Arizona.
Yes.
So who gets some of the credit for bringing an unseeded wrestler, an unheralded wrestler to Fargo and getting a championship? Who have you been working with down there?
I've been working with Thoroughbred, so Coach Mike Douglas. I've been working with my dad. Everybody who's helped me, I just want to thank. All my teammates, they know who they are. And I've worked with a lot of good high-level wrestlers to help get me here. And I'm just happy that they would help me out.
Nice. And what are you looking for? What should we expect tomorrow from your match with Cadence?
I'm expecting a good match. I think anybody can win. I hope it impresses people.
I think it will. I think we're all in for a treat. And Cadence, giving you opportunity. You train out of Illinois. Talk about the people that help you get here, and then what should we expect from your match?
So I've had I go to a lot of different practice rooms. Gotta thank my parents for driving me to all those places, 'cause I know some of those drives can be pretty long. But I have a lot of practice partners at each room that helps me become a better wrestler, and we can push each other. But tomorrow you should expect a good match.
Yeah, I'm expecting it very much. I think everybody else should expect a great match. So tomorrow, Who's Number One? It's on the line at 122 pounds. Thank you, Cadence, and thank you, Everest.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, another big number one versus number two at 144 pounds. To my left is Lizzie Shun in the red, in the black, Sydney Perry. And you guys have some history. I kind of want to give everybody a little bit of the backstory and then get your thoughts on how this has motivated you. But Lizzie, you were the World Team Trials champion. You made the U17 World Team, but unfortunately injuries kept you from competing in Rome. And Sydney, you were the runner-up, which means Lizzie defeated you at the team trials. However, I want to hear when you heard that you would be going to Rome as the backup and now going to be the starter. You ended up placing 5th, which is a tremendous accomplishment. But you were wrestling in Fargo a week or so before you had to pack your bags and go to Rome. So tell us about that situation and when you heard and how all that all went for you.
Yeah, so I actually just won my juniors final match for Fargo. And I was at the Ward Center, and we were taking pictures, and my mom called me, and I answered the call, and I was like, hey, Mom, can I call you back? We're at awards. And then she just texted me and said, you're going to Rome. Lizzie got hurt.
So when did you process that, I have to, get on a plane, go overseas, and try to win a world medal?
It was hard to process it because I just won Fargo. So
you're trying to bask in glory, and now you have to reorient yourself completely.
Yeah, it took a while.
And Lizzie, I know that must have been heartbreaking when you heard that news. How have you stayed motivated and focused since you missed out on that opportunity through no fault of your own?
Yeah, so once I got back home from the OTC, I just got cleared as quick as I could and then just got right back into training as hard as I could, wanting to come here, wanting to just prove myself that I would have done good in Rome, that I earned that spot. And so the injury didn't stop that. I should have been there, I guess.
Yeah, it's got to be tough when you work so hard to get to that point. And tell us who has been helping you get to that point to reach that high level. Who have you been working with? Who are your coaches?
Yeah, I've been training with Geneva Gray a lot, private at least once a week. And then I just started wrestling at Sanderson Wrestling Academy, and they've been helping me get there. Like, their coaching staff, Cale Sanderson, he's amazing. He just keeps pushing me, helping me to get to that next level that I need to be at.
Nice. And Sydney, how do you stay focused competing as much as you have? Because you've been on the mat quite a bit, more than a few matches at Fargo, at Rome, and then just trying to stay ready and at your peak for an event like this. How does that go for you?
Oh, I just love it. I go to practice every day with Izzy Martinez, and I don't know, it's kind of like my little home, so keeps me going.
Yeah, you like wrestling, so that helps. And what should we expect from this match? You get a shot at redemption, so to speak, or you get another shot to wrestle Lizzie that you wrestled not that long ago. I think it's May was when those matches were. So what should we expect out there?
Definitely tighter matches. I've been practicing. I've been fixing things, and so
getting ready.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And Lizzie, what do you think we're going to see out there now that you've had time to think about everything that transpired, and now you get another shot here on a big stage?
I'm going to come out swinging, put my best foot forward, and just show everyone that I earned it. Definitely a little rusty from being out from my injury, but not going to let it stop me.
Awesome. I love it, and I'm looking forward to it. Number 1 versus number 2. A lot of history between these two wrestlers, and they're going to figure it out all on the mat tomorrow. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you, Sydney. Okay, we're back with another big number 1 versus number 2. It's 117 pounds. Some history between these two competitors as well. Elena Evaldi, a World Team Trials champion, wrestled in Rome with that U17 World Team, and Perseus Gomez, a Pan Am champion and a 2-time Colorado State champ. Is that correct? So tell me about, we'll get to the, you guys, I should also mention, you wrestled at the World Team Trials, and Elena, it was you that went to Rome, so you came out the victor in that matchup. But I want to hear more about winning Colorado State Championships, what the scene is for women's wrestling is. A lot of great women's wrestlers come from Colorado, and how you've gone through that process.
Yeah, so Colorado's girls wrestling has definitely, grown immensely. A lot of girls, a lot of little ones starting to come up, and just the older ones. It's really nice to just kind of be those role models for those little girls. And being Colorado's first state champ, it was definitely a different experience compared to some other tournaments, just knowing that in my own hometown, I am the first girl, I just made history. So it was definitely pretty cool.
What's the, you kind of touched on it, but going from having to compete against boys or find tournaments where you can, what's the feeling now where it's a sanctioned sport, it's official, it's really up there, and you got to be a pioneer in the state of Colorado?
It's very exciting, always wrestling boys and stuff, and now actually having girls sanctioned tournaments, it definitely has grown, and I think it's a lot more fun for girls. They don't have to, growing up and everything as boys, they go through puberty, they get stronger and everything. It kind of makes ourselves feel like we're not that good, but then when there's actually tournaments where it's just girls and it's people who are just like you and wrestlers just like you, it's a lot more fun, I believe.
Yeah, well, we love to see that because it allows you to really compete to the top of your potential and, and find out all that hard work, and it pays off in a way in an environment that actually makes sense. And so we're happy that that you made history in Colorado, and now you can be part of some more history here at Who's Number One. And Elena, you're from a state that has even more history, so you don't get to be as much of a pioneer, since California was one of the pioneer states when it comes to women's wrestling. Tell us about that environment and what it's like to compete in a place that has had state-sanctioned women's wrestling for so long.
Yeah, it's great. It's definitely grown in the last few years. I remember just being a girl wrestling in boy tournaments, and then looking up at these high school girls. And I was always excited for that, to go and get the chance to show how good of a girl I could be. And going to the California State Championships is one of the coolest experiences, because there's so many people and everyone is good and everyone's there to win. So it's just a great experience.
Yeah, shout out to California. They have done a lot to help, lead the way when it comes to women's wrestling. So, and then it shows in the fact that so many young women from California end up at events like this and making world teams, as you did. And tell me what you learned from your experience in Rome that you'll apply here in Michigan.
Well, I definitely learned that there's always more levels to wrestling. I definitely think that going out to Rome, I didn't perform how I wanted to, but that's also behind us now, and it's time to get focused again and come back to now, and I got to start looking ahead, because no one's going to be waiting, and you got to keep going for your goals. So
yeah, we're happy that this can be part of your next step as a wrestler. And Perseus, tell us about what you have taken from that World Team Trials process. And then what I like is that you didn't let it get you down. You went right back to Fargo, and then you earned your way back here and another match against Elena. So what have you taken from that whole process, and what do you hope, obviously, to accomplish?
Just always progress and not really striving for perfection, even though that's definitely something that I really want. It's not always going to be the way that you want it, Definitely losing those two matches, I feel like I have grown as a person and a student, an athlete, in every way I could possibly, every way I possibly can. I feel ready, so I'm just ready to have some fun tomorrow.
All right, we're ready to watch you out there on the mat. Tell us who helped you get to this position, and then what we should be looking forward to tomorrow on the mat.
I definitely want to thank my parents. They do the most for me. I really appreciate everything they could do, especially my coaches, my coaches from Oklahoma, my in-state coaches that I've grown up being coached by. They have definitely put a bunch of time into me, and I can't appreciate them enough. And, just expect some fun. It's going to be a fun match. I feel like it's definitely going to be a scoring match. I'm just ready to have fun. So.
All right, we're ready for that. And Elena, let you get the final word on shouts to any coaches or parents that you want to thank, and then what should we expect from you on the mat tomorrow?
Yeah, I want to say thank you to my dad. He's always there for me, and he's my number one supporter. My coach, John, he's completely changed my game in the span of 10 months. And I also have a really great community back home, and there's a lot of support for me back home, and I just want to say thank you to them. Tomorrow I'm ready to bring it, and I'm excited because it's going to be a good match, good environment, and hopefully Perseus and I will have a good match where we can look back on and be proud of.
Proud of the match. I think you guys both will be. I'm looking forward to it. Number 1 versus number 2, a rematch. Thank you, Elena, and thank you, Perseus.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys. All right, another number 1 versus number 2. It's at 127 pounds. To my left, it's Shelby Moore. This is her second, who's number 1. And to my right, Skylar Little Soldier. Looking forward to this. We almost did not have this match. Don't want to dwell on it, but Skylar, you wrestled Fargo at 2 different weights. And is it safe to say, let's say that you showed up a little unwell and that maybe you will be moving up in weight classes as you go forward?
Yeah, that's true. I think I've been cutting weight a little bit too hard, and I just need to go up.
And that's totally cool, and this is what happens as you progress through the weight classes and you progress through your career. So tell me a little bit about competing at Fargo, competing at 2 different weight classes, doing very well at Fargo, and what you're going to take from that Fargo experience.
It was really great. I struggled to get back down to 127 for juniors, so I just decided to go up to 32, and I knew I'd still have really good competition there, which I did. And I think it was really good for me to get to the finals in both, and
but still have that one loss on the tournament that I need to learn from.
And you showed up and you were not in the right mental shape that you want to be. How do you refocus yourself and get ready for a big match and keep yourself in the right frame of mind?
I just need to go out and have fun. That's my big thing, is going out and having fun, and I'll be fine. Whatever happens, happens.
That is an excellent attitude, and I'm glad you're taking it. And Shelby, this is, as we mentioned, your second Who's Number One. You were also overseas in Rome. So tell us about what's changed between last year at Who's Number One and what's changed between the last month or so from the U17 World Championships.
I think losing at Who's Number One last year definitely made me hungrier for the win this year, and I think my wrestling has developed a lot since then, and especially at Worlds, I just felt really confident in my competition abilities, and I'm excited to showcase it here.
And where have you been? You've been dedicated to wrestling for a long time now, and it is shown in your ability to get to these types of matches and make world teams. So tell us the training situation in Washington. That's another state that has a long history in women's wrestling. So, one, representing Washington, and two, who's helped you get to these points?
Yeah, I'm very thankful for my team and my coaches. My coach, Chris DeCunio, and my dad and my brother are my main coaches. And then, of course, my training partners. We just get into the practice room and keep the same schedule pretty much year-round and just really train hard.
Excellent. And, Skylar, you're coming from Minnesota. Minnesota seems to be winning a lot these days. Climbing the podium, it seems like Minnesota, everywhere you look. So talk about that environment, who you're training with, and who's helped you get to this point.
Minnesota's definitely been a big part of it, but I've actually been over in Wisconsin at Victory training a lot with Kevin Black and Alicia Hauk and all the girls over there.
All right, well, my mistake. Let's make sure we give the proper credit where it's due. Anything else about Wisconsin and some of the teams that you get, or groups and people that you get to compete with out there?
Yeah, it's awesome being able to train with like senior level girls out there, and the fact that I get to train with girls from Minnesota and Wisconsin, it's nice to have that.
Excellent. And what should we look for on the mat tomorrow when you step out there and finally get to compete and have fun?
Just me smiling.
All right. Excellent. Glad to hear it. And Shelby, I know you really wanted this match. You really wanted to showcase your talent, and we really wanted you to do that too. So I'm glad everything worked out in the end. So tell us what wrestling at an event like Who's Number One means to you and what we should expect out there.
It means a lot to me. I really like this event. I'm glad that we were able to make everything work, and I'm just grateful to be here and going to put on a show.
All right, great. Well, we're grateful for both of you competitors, and can't wait to see what happens on the mat. 127, it is Shelby Moore and Skylar Little Soldier. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys. Good job. All right, welcome back. It's 94 pounds. This is an interesting weight class at Who's Number One because it is not a ranked high school weight class. We aren't going to settle the debate about what the high school weight classes should be here, but I'm just thankful that we are going to have this match because it represents, we're going to bring two incredibly talented young wrestlers out here. To my left is Erica Pastoriza, who has won 2 world medals at the U17 level. She has a gold and a silver, and her opponent is the young and up-and-coming Morgan Turner, who has won just about every age level that you can, but has yet to wrestle a high school match. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you feel about going up against a world champion as one of your first matches?
I mean, I'm just happy for the competition, ready. I trust all my training. I'm ready to go, and it's going to be a great match to watch.
And you talked about training and people that have helped you get here. Talk about who that is, and you're wrestling from Illinois, correct? And so tell me who's helped you, coaches, all those good stuff.
My mom, Coach Nikki, she's trained me my whole life for every match that comes my way. My developmental coach, Coach Reed, who's been training me for Olympic, World, and every match that I can and can possibly have. My travel coach that I've been traveling with since I was 7, Coach Derek Noble from Toss 'em Up Wrestling Academy. And I've been traveling with him since I was 7, getting me on the world level in the travel scene, getting me looks. And the head coach of my team, Coach Quint, who's been tightening up everything, setting the bar very high for me as a girl. So I thank them to be able to be here today.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm glad that they were able to help you. I like the name of that team, Toss 'em Up Wrestling Academy. It makes sense because I've seen some of your highlights, and you do indeed toss people up. Is that something you work on, the freestyle moves, the suplexes?
I work on everything. I'm trained in every position, parterre, on our feet, throws, body locks. I work on everything. So.
Awesome. And Erica, this is your second time here. What's it going to take to get another victory at Who's Number One?
Well, I think it's going to take a lot. I've been training for this match, and I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah, last year was a success, so I hope this year is too.
Yeah, and it's fun seeing you with some of the other competitors. This is almost like a little mini reunion for a lot of the world teamers. So talk about that experience. You went to Rome. A lot of those, we've already talked to several of them, but, your former teammates now back here in event. How has that all gone for you?
It's great. Like, at Worlds, it was like I met a bunch of new girls and, like, got to bond with them, and then we just see each other a month later. It's just, like, awesome.
And you are at Wyoming Sem now, so your teammates are at that prestigious school and wrestling team. So talk about what that's been like, and that team. We talk about a lot of pioneers in the sport of women's wrestling. Well, that as a high school team has been pioneering a lot of big moves in that realm. So talk about that.
Yeah, Wyoming Sem is like really great. The coaches, Coach Aaron, Coach Brett, Coach Brazil, they're all great. I got to come to Who's Number One with Claire Bowie, sorry. And she's also great. She came to Sem this year, but the girls there, they're like really easy to get along. They're like family, so it's great.
Awesome. Glad you have that great environment. Yeah. So, Morgan, back to you. Any other last shouts that you want to give to anybody that has helped you? And also, what should we expect on the mat out there tomorrow?
Hard, intense pace. Just thank everybody that's been able to get me here. It's an honor to be able to be on this big stage, my first high school match. I'm just thankful.
And we're thankful to have you, and we are honored that you are able to come here and showcase your talents. And Erica asked you the same question. Any other final shouts? I know your parents are here. They're big supporters of you, and your sister has been a training partner. So I'll let you give them the official shouts, even though I just kind of mentioned them there. And then what should we expect in this match tomorrow?
I want to shout out my sister, Lisa, my family, my coaches at home and at Wyoming Sem. Tomorrow, I'm ready, and I want to put on a good show for everyone, so yeah.
Awesome. We're looking forward to that. It's 94 pounds. It's going to be electric out there. Just watch some highlights of both of these young ladies. It's good stuff out there. Erica Pastoriza, thank you very much, and Morgan Turner, thank you, and welcome to Who's Number One.
Thank you.
All right, we're getting to some really fun bouts. They're all going to be great, but this one I'm excited for. It's 132 pounds. We have number 1, Janita Garcia on my left and to my right. Number 2, Valerie Hamilton. Let's get right to it. Valerie, you don't have the number 1 ranking right now, but you do have a world silver medal, and we met this guy here at U17s as well. So, tell us about going overseas, winning a medal for Team USA, and then our friend here that may have helped you along the way.
Okay, so when I went over there, I was just thinking about as a regular tournament and everything, because I don't get nervous when I do that. And I was wrestling, went into the finals, and then I lost, but it's okay. We come back, and I hope I'd be there next year. Not there, but still. And then, and then I won semis, but lost finals.
Yeah, but that's an excellent job. And then does this guy have a name here?
Yeah.
Or who's this guy?
So this is Chompers. He was a spirit animal for a team, but then I loved him so much so I took him home with me, and Yeah.
Hey, he's got Spider-Man gear on. Did you
Oh, yeah.
make that for him, or did
No,
he come with that?
my friend did. Yeah, her name is Autumn, but her mom made it. Yeah.
Well, Chompers did really well helping you get a world medal in Rome, so we hope he brings you good luck here.
Oh, yeah.
And Janita, this is your second Who's Number One competition. Last year, you had one of the more thrilling matches, so tell us about what's changed between last year and this year.
Well, so the style of Valerie and the style of Hannah are completely different, so I have a whole new game plan. I have a whole new mindset to come out and, just stay in the zone, stay focused, and, I'm in it to win it.
That's right. That's the attitude to have, and you're also coming from California, where you guys do a lot of winning. We mentioned it with some of your other competitors here. California comes up a lot for a reason. They're one of the pioneers in the sport. So talk about being from California, wrestling in that environment, and having that strong tradition of women's wrestling at the high school level.
I'm definitely proud to come from California and represent the state. Like my coach Brazil said at Fargo, come in, cash checks, break necks.
That's a good slogan.
Yeah, I thought it was the funniest thing, but I carry it around. I know what it means, and California is just a powerhouse state, I think, with women's wrestling just in general. We have a lot of people that might not win state, and they come up and win nationals and big tournaments, and I'm just proud to come from that and have the tough partners and tough people I wrestle against opponents.
Yeah, excellent. And Valerie, you're coming from Illinois. You guys show up at Fargo big time every year. You didn't get to go to Fargo because you were too busy in Rome, but talk about where you're training in that environment and how Illinois has helped make you a better wrestler.
So I train at the compound, but recently I was training in Life University in Georgia, so I can train for this tournament and train to wrestle Janita over here. But yeah, and I forgot the other question.
Illinois, the state. All good. No, I mean it's interesting also to hear that you're training with college level wrestlers already as well. So
yeah,
the state of Illinois helped that going to Fargo's in the past, all that.
Yeah, it definitely helps a little bit.
Are you excited to compete tomorrow?
Yes.
Awesome. We're excited to see you compete, Janita. What are you excited about? What should we look forward to tomorrow?
I'm just excited to go out there and almost like a Greco match, pretty much.
Signing checks and snapping necks.
Breaking
necks.
necks and cashing checks.
There you go. Yeah, thank you for correcting me on that one. All right, we're looking forward to seeing all that and more out there. Number 1 versus number 2, Janita Garcia and Valerie Hamilton. Thanks, guys. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Appreciate it. We're all set. All right, we are up to the final 2 bouts. Very excited that we get to showcase this one. It's at 100 pounds, number 1 versus number 2. It's a rematch. Gabriela Gomez on my left and her competitor, Val Solario. Yeah, let's talk about the fact that this is a World Team Trials rematch. So let's go over to you, Val. What do you have to do now that's different, or what do you have to do different to get a different result from those matches?
Well, there's a lot I have to do different. Obviously, the last time we wrestled was at World Team Trials, and it didn't exactly go in my favor. And I'm trying to do a few things differently, see if I can change that outcome. However, I'm just here to have fun. I didn't ever dream of being at a place like this once, much less twice in my lifetime. I come from Panama City, Florida, which is basically a spring break town is what I like to call it. And, Gabby comes from this amazing wrestling family with a brother that's D1, an amazing coach. I mean, it's just I'm so thankful that I get to share the mat with someone like her. She's really talented, and for me, knowing that I'm able to step on the mat and give someone like that a challenge or even a nice match it means everything to me. It means that everything I've done is perfect. I feel like Rocky right now, and that's Apollo Creed.
Wow. Well, that's a wonderful sentiment, and we're glad that you're able to earn your right to be here, and want to get your thoughts, Gabriella, on after you won those team trials, you went over to Rome and you did very well. Your teammate was sitting right here, Valerie. She got a silver medal as well. So talk about that experience, wrestling on the world team and coming home with some hardware for Team USA.
It was great. It was a great experience. I mean, I would love to go back again next year. All my work that I put towards it really showed how much I put work in, and I was successful with it. So I'm just sticking with that. And again, next year, hopefully making another world team. And I'm excited. This is going to be a good match, and I feel I'm prepared and I'm ready to let's scrap.
Yeah, I think everybody should be circling this one on their bout card. The wrestling family that Val mentioned also. I think, got to check the stats, but I'm 99% sure this is the first brother-sister combo we've had to wrestle at Who's Number One. So talk about growing up in the Gomez family, your parents, coaches. Your parents are your coaches, basically. Your brother's there, as we mentioned. Austin, you have a sister that won Fargo. So, talk about the wrestling Gomez's.
So the Gomez family has a very big line of traditions of wrestling. So my brother first started. Me and my sisters are like, we don't want to do this. And then my sister joined it, and I was like, I'll give it a try. Why not? Gymnastics is definitely not on the list. So I joined that, and 2 weeks after, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. My dad was like, nope, you're sticking with it. So it's a great experience having my family in my corner, both brother and sister that are both successful in the wrestling. And my dad, again, being an amazing coach towards me, and my mom doing everything she needs to do to make sure like I'm perfect in the ways of going to the wrestling tournaments. And another big thing is Haley. She grew up with me. I grew up with her, stayed in my house a couple times for training purposes. So
that's Haley Aguillo, an Olympian,
yes.
For anyone that doesn't know. So that's a good person to grow up with for the sport of wrestling, someone that has made the Olympics.
When I was wrestling in the wrestling room and I could see my brother, RBY, Haley Aguillo in the room, it definitely brought a different aspect that a lot of people don't get to have. So it's opportunities that I'm so thankful to have, and I mean, it's just great to have the Gomez in the front of your chest.
Yeah, it's great to have you guys back. It's great to see the whole family, but definitely great to see you earn your way here and then showcase your talents at Who's Number One. And Val, I'm going to ask also, you were overcoming some injuries. You had some bad luck over the summer, kept you out of some events. So how have you stayed focused and overcome that adversity to earn your way here at Who's Number One?
Well, I like to think that I don't work through an injury. I like to work around it. So I'm no stranger to injury. I've hurt myself a few times, gotten into a couple scuffles, hurt a few limbs, but I mean, things happen. This is the sport of wrestling. I just kind of adjust my training accordingly and just kind of hope for the best. Going to Fargo this year was really heartbreaking because I really wanted to compete and I wasn't able to. But, I had to take a step back and think, what can I do that's best for everyone? So I took a step back and started helping coach a lot of the girls on my team, go over some tape, be the best and most positive person I could be on the team, being that I wasn't competing. It also took away from me the Pan Am trip. I made the Pan Am team at World Team Trials, and I wasn't able to go. That was really heartbreaking. It was my first ever really big team that I had made, but again, I just had to take it like a grain of salt. I was like, you know what? God has a plan. Sometimes it's not according to me, but, it's His plan. So obviously there are going to be things that go not my way, but probably for the better in the long run. But injury, I'm no stranger to. I'll probably deal with it in the time to come. I just feel like I've learned how to deal with it in a more positive way, and I'm okay with that.
And we're glad that you overcame that injury and you healed up and you're ready to go. So what should we expect out on that mat there as you get another chance to wrestle Gabriella?
Passion, definitely a lot of passion. A lot of hard work was put into this. The opportunity to wrestle I felt was robbed from me all summer long. I missed a lot of great events. I missed opportunities to go to camps, go around the country, visiting different gyms, training with different people. I even wanted to go out and train with Gabby because, she's a great person. I love her. Me and her are actually really good friends, and I feel like we'd make really good training partners. So I even wanted to go train with her. However, with my hand broken, that wasn't really an option. Now that I'm all healed up, I expect to go out there and, just put everything out on the line and, hopefully do my best and hopefully come out on top this time.
All right, looking forward to that. And Gabriella, Any last shouts you want to give out and to any coaches or anybody, and what should we expect when you go out there for another time with Val?
I couldn't do this with a lot of people. I'm just a name couple people. Training partners, that's a big thing for me. I love my wrestling room, so when I see a ton of different girls from different states wanting to come drill with me, I'll drill with anybody. 2 girls from Mexico, Lily and Paola, came out to come train with me. We got a ton of different girls from different states. I mean, we got top girls from Illinois, top girls from Michigan, all those places coming in. So it's just a great opportunities and experiences. And, my coaches and everybody and my siblings is a big thing because, always getting that feedback from them because they've been in this spot. But no, just expect a good match and don't expect the same things that I always do. Expect just a really good match and just watch us scrap, and it's going to be a good match tomorrow. I'm excited.
Yes, I think everybody should be excited. Once again, number 1 versus number 2, Gabriela Gomez and Val Solario. Looking forward to it. Thank you very much for your guys' time. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, this is the final bout. They're all pretty awesome, but this one a little extra special. It's 112 pounds, number 1 versus number 2. That's what you want at Who's Number 1. It's right there in the name, and I'm excited to introduce Alex Scott-Nicky on my left and her opponent, Ava Ward, on my right. Alex is a 2022 Fargo champ from the Bay State of Maryland. She also made the U17 World Team and a U15 Pan Am team. Ava is a Who's Number 1 alumna. She has wrestled in this event last year. She's also a Fargo champ, a Pan Am gold medalist, and from the Show Me State of Missouri. So let's start with you, Ava. Okay. It's been a year since we saw you at this event. We're glad that you're back. So tell us what's changed in your wrestling and your mindset from last year to now.
I think just last year I was a bit more nervous and scared. I was just really young, and mentally I was just not matured. But this year I feel like my mental game and my strategic my strategy plan is changed, and I'm just more just game planned more, and just my mentally being prepared and not just going out there. And
I know you've had a lot of help with that game plan. Talk about the coaches who you've been training with. I know a lot has gone into getting you to this point here, so why don't you give an opportunity to talk about them?
Okay, so I train at Bull Trained with Sammy Hinton. He was a world champ, NCAA champ, and world silver medalist at the silver medalist at the Olympics. So I train there, and I'm sponsored by Sunkiss Kids. And I went up to Arizona and trained with them and got to train with some of the senior women, and they helped me out. And just going out to Colorado with Perseus Gomez and the OTC, and they've helped me a lot. So, yeah.
Awesome. And Alex, you've won. I feel like we've watched you for many years, and I know we have watched you for many years. You've wrestled in just about every tournament. You've won just about every tournament you can win. How does this talk about going through that whole process and now, on your senior year, coming to an event like Who's Number 1?
It feels so awesome to be here. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to come here and wrestle and to get to compete with one of the best wrestlers right beside me.
You guys are all great wrestlers, everybody here in the building, which is kind of the cool thing about this event. So, and you're right there in there, number 1 ranked. So that's got to feel good. And then tell us about your training situation in Maryland.
So I train a lot at Headhunters Wrestling Club. Train with Coach Noggle, Coach Wildy. I get a lot of one-on-one help at home from my mom. She'll come help with stuff.
That's good. You need a good team and to help get you here, because you guys have a little bit of history as well. I believe we're looking at the rubber match of 2 consecutive Super 32 finals. We'll see what happens in 2022, because that tournament's a little ways away. But Alex, you took round 1 in 2020. 2021 went to you, Ava. So what's going to happen now as you guys meet again for the? I'm not sure if you've met other times after that. Maybe, probably, you've been out there.
Actually, I think that was the only time that we've wrestled.
Okay, so what's in store for round 3?
I definitely think that we're gonna scrap and just give it our all. She has good qualities and like 2-on-1s, and I think that we're both gonna bring it. And it just comes down to like just being more aggressive, or it might come down to technique, and I guess we'll just see.
Yes, we will. And Alex, any final thoughts on getting this opportunity to wrestle a 3rd time against Ava and just getting out there on the mat for who's number 1?
I'm honored.
Well, we're honored to have you, and we're excited for this match. I got one final question for you, Ava. When we were setting this bout order, there was no question, I believe, in your mind that you wanted to headline this event. You wanted to end the event on the mat. So tell us where that confidence comes from and why you really wanted to be out there for the headliner.
I think that I just, because I didn't get to go to Worlds, I feel like that I really just wanted to get redemption and just like get myself out there and just be more recognized, and just to have fun, and just to like, I don't know, I just feel like just because I didn't get as many opportunities as I wanted, I feel like this is a great opportunity that they gave me, and I feel like really blessed, and that my family has supported me through all this, and I think it's just like a good opportunity, and you might as well take it.
Absolutely, that's a good sentiment. Alex, any final thoughts before we wrap up this press conference?
Nope.
All right, you guys don't need to say any more. You've earned trophy cases full of awards. We'll let those speak for them. Your accolades and your accomplishments are more than enough. You guys earned the right to wrestle for Who's Number 1, which we hope everyone will tune in to watch. 112 pounds, Alex Skotnicki and Ava Ward. We'll see you guys then. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, hey, we are back to talk about these men's matchups, and we've got the first pair of guys that are going to be taking the mat here in front of us. Number 1, Angelo Ferrari. This is a 4-man bracket wrestling. Number 4, Braden Scholes. And this is a group that this weight class just kind of demanded to have 4 guys in. It's really, really tough, and that means you guys are looking at and hoping for multiple matches. So, Angelo Ferrari, let's start with you. Man, what's your mindset been in your preparation leading into who's number 1?
I've been training hard, long practices, doing a lot of shark bait. I'm down in Melissa, Texas now, but I've been coming up to Oklahoma to train. I just went to Oklahoma RTC to train, and I've just been getting a lot of partners, getting ready, and I feel prepared and ready to go.
Ready to go. Braden, I'd love to hear about the time that you've had in preparation since Fargo, right? Fargo was the last big competition. What's it been like in the few weeks leading up to the rest of the event?
Yeah, it took a few weeks, just tone it back, get my body healed up a little bit after Fargo. Then it was getting ready for who's number 1. Nothing special, same stuff. Yeah, it's nothing special. They're just guys with blank faces, so that's all.
Guys are blank faces. As you prepare for a match, I'm curious to know what you guys think about this matchup in particular. Angelo, let's start with you. What type of match do you think that wrestling fans can expect tomorrow?
I think there's going to be a lot of action, I'm going to get to my attacks, a lot of scoring, and maybe some scrambles we'll see. But, I think I'm going to get to my leg attacks a lot and, put up some points.
All right, and Braden, what kind of match would you expect?
I'm going to let it fly. I got nothing to lose, really. Coming in as a 4 seed, I'd say a lot of people maybe write me out, write me off, I should say. So I'm coming out. I get to the legs, get into scrambles. I think I'm confident in a lot of those positions that maybe other guys aren't. So that's my plan.
You said that sometimes people write you off. Is that a position you like being in, or how does it make you feel when you feel like people are writing you off?
Yeah, I love being in that position. I think a lot of people maybe write me off just throughout my life and my career, but I like being in that position. It gives me something to fight for, puts a chip on my shoulder, which puts me in a dangerous position. So.
Angelo, you're the favorite in this one. You're the number 1 seed. Is that a position that you like?
I just got here, last year going into the season, I wasn't even ranked, and, so it feels great, I got to that number 1 spot, and, I'm just going to keep it, and, I'm excited and I'm confident going into this, so.
Love to hear it. Sounds like you guys are both ready for awesome action. I know the people at home are excited too. Guys, thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you guys lay it on the line and start us off tomorrow. All right, hey, let's talk about a match we have. It's going to be the 3rd match on that card, and it's Canon Webster and Sergio Lemley. Number 1, Canon Webster. Number 2, Sergio Lemley. And if you're a fan of Illinois high school wrestling, very familiar with these guys, whole lot of success, but have not wrestled. They're in different divisions. Guys, I'm excited. Canon, what do you think heading into this match with Sergio Lemley? What do you think Illinois fans should be excited about?
They should just be excited that we have so many guys on this card, so many girls on this card. It's really a great time to be around Illinois wrestling with so many good kids just representing our state, representing just our state, as a whole. So it's good to see all the Illinois finally getting like man, I'm struggling. It's finally good to see Illinois getting kind of the respect that I know that they deserve.
Yeah, respect for sure. If people are looking up and down the lineup, both the men's and women's are going to see Illinois next to a lot of names. Sergio, you guys haven't wrestled, right? Have you thought about this match at any point? Were there times, even years ago, where you're like, all right, Canon's in a different division, but I would like to have that match?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've been in some brackets before and just didn't meet up. And he's a tough competitor, which I like, and I'm also a tough competitor, so it's always going to be a question, and now we're finally here.
Canon, when we talked in Illinois, you said that you think you guys have sort of similar styles. When you're wrestling somebody that does some of the things well that you also do well, what does that mean you have to do or think about as you prepare?
Obviously, we're both very great wrestlers. We have great technique, stay a great position, and don't give up a lot of points. So it's just a matter of just implementing our styles against each other. I'm more longer, he's a little more shorter, stockier, a little stronger. So it's just about who's going to implement their style against the other.
Sergio, people can't see it behind us, but we're sitting in Cliff Keen Arena. We're on the campus of the University of Michigan, the Block M. I mean, it's like 10 feet away right there. Yeah. This is going to be your future college home. What has the day been like for you as you're, in the Michigan room earlier today, as you're walking around campus a little bit? What's the experience been like?
Yeah, it's been very familiar. I walked in the Bana, saw some teammates up there, say what's up to some coaches, and just had some fun in Bana. I mean, I came up here, I was here for about a week and just had nothing but fun. So that's how it's been so far.
And Canon, you're going to be wrestling at Illinois, which, I mean, you're going to probably wrestle some duels in this gym too. What is that? Has that gone through your mind at all? Have you been thinking about this future that you have in the Big Ten and what it means to be competing on a Big Ten campus?
Yeah, it's super exciting. A lot of people look at Big Ten schools as like the best of the college wrestlers. So super exciting for the future.
Well, I'm excited for the future, guys. I'm excited for tomorrow. I think it's going to be a really fun match. Illinois fans in particular, not going to want to miss this one. Canon, Webster, Sergio, Lemley, good luck, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, 113-pound match coming up. It's number one versus number one because Anthony Knox is number one at 113. Christian Castillo, you're number one at 106. But we're making this match happen. I'm super excited about it. Christian, when you got the call about bumping up to wrestle a guy who's number one at the weight above, what was going through your head?
Nothing. Just wanted to take the match. Just wanted to challenge myself. It was definitely exciting when my coach called me. He asked if I wanted to, and I said, yeah, of course, because don't want to back down from a challenge, Always nice to challenge yourself.
Anthony, you're familiar with challenges, right? Bumped up to 120 for Fargo and now back down to 113. What do you think about this match in particular, this challenge with Castillo?
I think I respect it a lot. Like that he's taking bigger matches and challenging himself. That's like awesome. But people want to drop out. People don't want to wrestle, and he's down for the challenge, and I'm excited to go out there.
I'm excited too. I think a lot of people are. You guys both are showmen, right? Yeah. Anthony, you've taken matches any chance you can get. Where does that come from, and why is that important to you?
I think it comes from like when my dad was an MMA fighter, seeing him walk out and fight, and I think it comes from that, watching guys like Conor McGregor and stuff like that. You want to be like that. You want to, not everything he does, but a little bit here and there, and taking challenges is always good. We preach it in the room a lot, and I'm excited to wrestle.
Christian, you're a showman too. We talked earlier today, right, that the last 6 seconds of your quarterfinal at Worlds. Give us that pose real quick that you had to. You had to roll your shoulders. You did that, right?
Yeah, let them know.
You let them know.
Yeah.
Was that just a reaction, or is that something? I mean, have you always had that ability to kind of celebrate in a big moment, or get fired up?
Well, he tried to celebrate on me after they gave him the 2, when it was a questionable call. But I mean, he wanted to flex on me and do all that, so I had to get him back with a little celebration after. But Yeah.
All right, you got him back. Amazing amazing moment. People have seen that all over social media, which is great. Christian, what kind of match do you expect tomorrow? What do you think this is going to look like?
It's going to be a tough one for sure, but, you know, it's nothing. It's whatever. You can't think about it too much. You have to just go in there, wrestle free-minded. You can't think about what your opponent's going to do too much. You just have to go out there and wrestle. It's just another match for me.
Anthony, you wrestled in this event last year. Now you're back for the second time as a sophomore. How important is it for you to wrestle in this event in particular?
I mean, there's never been a 4-time Who's Number One champ, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish. You know, that's my goal. You know, this event's super cool. You know, everyone's hanging out, just chilling, and I feel like the wrestlers really let it loose here. I mean, you're number 1 and 2 in the country. There's not too much to lose, so I'm just excited to let it loose tomorrow, and you know, get to my attacks, and you know, I want to open up a little bit more than I did last year, and I'm excited to go wrestle.
I'm excited for that match too. I think people are going to want to tune in. 4th match on the card. Guys, I can't wait. Thanks so much. Anthony, Christian, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
All right, the next match is going to come at 138 pounds. It's number 1 Ryder Block taking on number 2 Nasir Bailey. This is a rematch. We haven't seen this match in freestyle, or in folk style, but we've seen it a couple times in freestyle, and most recently was this summer. Ryder, what do you remember from that match?
I remember he took me down right away, and then I think I took him down and then gutted him, and then I really don't know. I mean, the rest of it was just wrestling. I think it went pretty far into the match, and then yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right, Nasir, he got the win that time and the time before. So what have you been thinking about? What have you learned from those previous 2 matches that's going to help you going into this match tomorrow?
I don't think that those matches were like the best Nasir Bailey, so I didn't really take much from neither of those matches, really.
How do you unlock the best Nasir Bailey?
I feel like just training, putting in full effort, and on and off the mat, so just doing the right things in practice and then after practice.
All right, so Ryder, we got a chance to see a workout at C-Bowl practice, and it's a room full of hammers. The intensity's super high. Is that the kind of intensity that you hope to compete with tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's the intensity I try to practice and then just put it over into matches, you know, just be high pace, put the pressure on, and then, you know, just be able to go the whole time. So yeah.
And Nasir, I mean, a lot of your training leading up to this, you're working out with guys bigger than you, Braden Thompson. What does having a partner like that add to your game?
I think it just gives me a better feel for like heavier and college guys. I mean, people with heavier hands. I mean, better pressure, you know. So I think it just give me a better feel even than I'll get in a match. So.
You both made your college decisions. Ryder, you're going to Iowa. Nasir, you're going to Little Rock. And you guys are going to be competing in campuses like this for the next 4 or 5 years. What has it been like for you guys to be on the campus at the University of Michigan and kind of soaking that in and getting the feel of a college room and a college venue and a college campus? Nasir, let's start with you.
I mean, it's been great. I mean, I took a visit here, so I'm kind of not new here, so it's been nice being here. I mean, I'd rather be at Little Rock though. So.
Nice. Ryder, what do you think?
I think it's pretty cool. I've never been here before. Yeah, I mean, I think the facilities are really nice. I mean, the gym we're in right now is really nice, and I mean, yeah, I agree with Nasir. I'd rather be at Iowa, but yeah.
All right, last question. Wrestling fans hoping to watch this match tomorrow. Why should they be excited to watch your guys' match in particular? Ryder?
I think they should just be excited for a battle. It's going to be 7 minutes. Just going to be a good match, I think. It's going to be a lot of fun.
What do you think, Nasir? Why should people tune into this one?
I think we both pretty explosive and we both ready to wrestle, so just be ready to be watching, you know?
Explosive, ready to wrestle. I'm ready to see it. And It's going down tomorrow at 138 pounds. Ryder Block, Nasir Bailey. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
145-pound matchup. This is the one we're talking about next. It's number 1, Tyler Kasich. Number 2, Bo Mantanona. And when I think about this match, I think about two guys that are in crazy matches, that are never out, that are in it all the way until the end. You guys have had some crazy matches this year, both of you. Tyler, talk about what you take from matches that end up, you know, the decision comes down to the final seconds.
Yeah, I mean, you just can never stop wrestling. I think that's the biggest thing. Always being ready, always staying, your best position, and never counting yourself out or never counting your opponent out until that last whistle's blown.
Bo, you were in a Super 32 final that was came down to the wire as well. That match was crazy. You had to get it at the end. What goes through your head in a match like that?
It's just continuing to wrestle. Throwing everything I got at them. I know I have a lot of moves, so I try to show them all off.
Both of you guys are wrestling an opponent who right, is not going to stop until the end. How do you prepare for an opponent like that? How have you guys prepared for this match in particular, Tyler?
I mean, for me, it's just been the same training cycle. Been going to NLWC, M2, working out with a lot of high-level guys, and getting some really good training in. A lot of good mentors around me, and it's nothing different. Just another match, and I'm just ready to wrestle.
Bo, what's been your mindset and your approach to this matchup with Kasich?
The same way I prepare for all my matches. I had a pretty good training camp. My brothers are down, so I've been getting work with all of them, and that's been a real help.
We're on the campus that's going to be your future college home, Bo. I mean, you're coming to Michigan, and people can't see it, but right behind us we've got Cliff Keen Arena. You're going to wrestle in some dual meets in here. What's the day been like for you? What's been the experience of being around campus, seeing some familiar faces?
Oh, it's awesome, just to be out here and see the campus and see a lot of people, and I think it's gonna be fun to show them what they got in store for the next couple of years.
Tyler, you're going to Penn State, so you're probably going to wrestle some dual meets in this very building as well. Has that been going through your mind at all? If so, what's that been like?
No, I mean, not really. I mean, I feel like I've wrestled all over the place. It doesn't really matter the place or the stage. I feel like I just got to show up and compete.
All right, well, hey, show up and compete. I have a feeling that's what we're going to see tomorrow. Guys, I'm really excited about the match, and thanks so much for being here. Good luck.
Thank you.
Our match at 126 pounds is a rematch of the Ironman finals. It's number 1, Mark Anthony McGowan. Number 2, Ben Davino. And I said rematch. What goes through your head when you hear rematch, Mark Anthony?
I mean, it's fun. We had a nice match at Ironman. I think we've both progressed a lot since then. So it was a little slow back then, but I think this match has the potential to be a lot of fun.
Ben, Mark Anthony says he's progressed and he thinks you have too. What kind of progression have you had, and how do you think that'll help you as you prepare for this rematch?
I've gotten a lot more confident with my attacks and my hand fighting, so I definitely think it's going to be way more fun than last time.
What's been some of the progress you've made throughout the last few months? Are there any areas of emphasis that you feel like you've really improved?
Definitely hand fighting. I move my hands a lot more than I used to, and I don't hang in ties now, so that's going to be a big part of this match.
All right, so talking about confidence in your attacks, picking up the pace. When you hear that, what's your reaction, Mark Anthony?
I mean, it's great. I've been doing the same thing pretty much. I've been more of a defensive wrestler this past high school season. This off season, I've gotten the chance to open up my offense a little more, push pace a little more, ramp up that hand fight. So I'm excited to see to display the skills, and I haven't competed in forever now. So to be able to do it again after 6-7 months now is going to be exciting for me.
Wrestling fans who maybe aren't familiar with your guys' styles, how would you describe your style, and why should people be excited to watch this matchup tomorrow?
Exciting. I've always been one, who loves to throw points up on the board. So there's one word for it, is exciting.
Ben, how would you describe your style? Why should people tune in?
I'm definitely creative. I can make stuff up on the fly. I like hitting cool moves. I like being flashy. I can make stuff up from almost any position, so it's going to be exciting for sure.
What's been the best part of the day so far? What's been something that maybe you guys didn't expect during this whole Who's Number One process? Ben?
The pictures were fun, laughing a little bit. It's just a great experience for everybody.
I say the same. Yeah, getting the gear, taking the pictures. It's a nice time to wind down after weigh-ins. Getting recovered.
How do you guys go from fun? Guys are joking around. It's light to tomorrow it's battle. What's that transition look like, and when during the next 24 hours do you start to kind of shift your mindset to prepare to compete? Mark Anthony?
Probably starting tomorrow, right? Like today, it's all fun and games. Everybody's relaxed, everybody's cool. But tomorrow you got to get in the mindset of like, hey, this is who I'm competing against. He's trying to take my #1 spot from me, so this is something I need to be serious for.
Ben, what's your transition going to be like into competing?
Probably the same thing tomorrow morning, just focusing, getting proper hydration in me, proper food, just getting ready.
All right, well, I'm ready for the match. Mark Anthony McGowan, Ben Davino, good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Our next matchup, 152 pounds. It's #1 Meyer Shapiro, #2 Ladarian Lockett, and this is a matchup between a guy that's been around the scene for a long time, Meyer, and Ladarian. You're just coming off your freshman year, heading into your sophomore year. When you're the younger guy in a match like this with an opportunity to wrestle a formidable opponent, what's going through your head?
I don't change anything. I just keep it the same, wrestle the same, always.
All right. Meyer, how familiar are you with Ladarian? He had a great freshman year, but hadn't been around high school wrestling as long as you.
Actually, me and Ladarian are we've actually been quite acquainted with each other. I think when he was wrestling at McDonough Duels in 8th grade, he came over to my house after to hang out. So we've been around each other for a good bit. It's really cool that we get to wrestle at this event. So.
What's that transition like, right? I mean, you see it as the guys ahead of you, right? You're now rolling with Yanni and trying to catch up on him, when before I'm sure he was kind of a hero or a guy that was ahead of you, right? You met Ladarian when he was in middle school, and now you guys are wrestling. What's that like when you kind of see the passing of time like that?
It's really cool to see how wrestling grows, and over the years guys get better at younger ages, and how the sport keeps evolving. But it's cool to see with the guys I've always looked up to, and now I can't look up to them anymore. It's more of stop putting them on a pedestal. They're going to be a competition in a couple of years, or I'm going to have to worry about beating them to make the spots that I want to do. So it's pretty cool just to see how the sport's growing, and just over time guys become idols and then they become your competition. So I think that's pretty neat.
Ladarian, what's that like for you when, your competition a couple years ago is on the middle school level, and now you're going for the #1 spot in the country. What's it taken for you to get to that point, and what's your mindset like when you're preparing for an opponent who's been around for a while?
I mean, it's all kind of the same, like I said, but I've been working with older guys the whole time since 8th grade. So, Angelo Ferrari, Jordan Williams, some of the college guys so it's kind of the same as practice room is here. It don't really matter.
Where does your confidence come from to take on the best guys in the country?
I'm just ready to go to war.
How'd you get ready to go to war? Like when did you learn that? Who taught you?
My pops back in the day, a while ago.
Awesome, man. Well, you're in one of the best high school wrestling rooms in the country. What's the training environment been like in Stillwater?
Good. We've been lifting and practicing every day. And then on the off season, of course, we can go to the RTC up at the college. So, yeah, it's been a grind.
And Meyer, your training situation's changed fairly recently too, right? You're getting a lot of work in at Spartan Combat RTC. What's that room like, and what have been, how's your transition been where you're now working mostly with college guys?
Yeah, it's pretty cool to kind of get put back into a place at like beginning of wrestling. It's kind of humbling, I get brought back to the bottom of the totem pole and have to work my way up. But just this whole like transition to being on the Spartan RTC and wrestling with them is like, one, I'm super grateful for that, but two, just surrounding myself with these people that are also very like-minded and like training hard and love coming to practice and love the sport of wrestling. So overall, it's just been a great environment for me.
Awesome. Well, it seems like you guys are ready. You're prepared. I'm looking forward to a match that I think a lot of people are going to remember for a long time. It's number 1, Meyer Shapiro, number 2, Ladarian Lockett. Thanks a lot, guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
Our next matchup at 182 pounds, number 1, Braden Thompson, number 2, Zach Ryder. And this is a match that I don't know that we would have expected to see this time a year ago. You guys were really far apart in weight, but have both come up to this weight class. Braden, what's been behind your growth, both physically and then also development in the last year?
Yeah, I've been at 170 for about 2 years now, so just honestly going up to get bigger for college and then just get used to that weight so I'm ready for whenever I'm stepping at Oklahoma State.
Zach, last year at Super 32, you wrestled 152 pounds. Now you're wrestling for the number 1 spot at 182 pounds. How did you put on the size but then also maintain your ability to compete against guys that are a whole lot bigger than the guys you were competing against a year ago?
Just training hard, believing in yourself. The size is just probably came with genetics. My dad's a big guy, so I just came along with it. Strength helps me out a lot, so that's how I do it.
In the last year, what's been a moment that you can point to as maybe the most significant accomplishment you've had? You've had a whole pile of them. What's something that you're especially proud of?
Probably my World Team Trials run. I ran the gauntlet there. I feel like that was definitely very good for me. I liked that tournament a lot. Felt like I wrestled my best, and then obviously Worlds finished with bronze. Not what I wanted, but it is what it is.
Yeah, trials were crazy, and I think a lot. That was the question: is this guy big enough now to wrestle with them? And you were. That was great. Braden, you've had a lot of success over the last year as well. And I mean, you were in Who's Number 1 last year, but have just continued to rack up really good results. What's one that stands out to you as especially important?
I mean, it definitely have to be my power weight bracket because, at the time everybody not really doubted me, but I mean I wasn't really the talk of winning that bracket, and then going in there telling myself that whole week that I was going to win it, and then going in there and doing it just felt really good.
Yeah, you got it done. That was awesome. And we've got a really fun matchup on our hands tomorrow. Both you guys are big, strong, physical 182-pounders. What type of match do you think wrestling fans should be excited to see tomorrow, Zach?
I think they should be excited to see a physical match. Exciting, hopefully a lot of points scored, and just a nice wrestling match.
Okay. Braden, what do you think?
Yeah, physical scrap, man. I'm always down on the mat, ready to scrap and put as much points as I can against the guy.
You guys have been, you guys wrestle a ton of matches every year, but you haven't wrestled each other yet. When you're wrestling an unfamiliar opponent, what is that first feeling out process going to look like tomorrow?
I mean, I don't really focus on like that type of stuff. I kind of just like to get to what I'm good at first, and then just being aware of what he has, what his options are, and all that type of stuff.
Zach, what do you expect the process will be like of getting familiar with Braden tomorrow?
just really wrestle it like it's another match, you know. I've been just focusing on my wrestling technique, strength, everything. Just been practicing a lot lately, and I'm ready.
I'm ready to watch it. I know you guys are ready. Braden Thompson, Zach Ryder, thanks so much, guys, and good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
170 pounds. It's going to be our main event. Number 1, Josh Barr. Number 2, Rocco Welsh. You guys had a Fargo final that a lot of people have been talking about for a long time. Super fun match. This was going to be folk style. Josh, what do you think the differences are in this match when it's folk style instead of freestyle?
I just think some of the exposure stuff's obviously different, you know, but I don't think, you know, anything will really change. I think that we wrestle hard, we wrestle, you know, quick. I think it's going to be another exciting match. You know, I don't think much will change. I'm a competitor in any style except for Greco. So, yeah, it's just going to be another fun match. I'm excited for it.
Rocco, this is, you know, an opportunity for you to get a win back that you know, a match that you lost. How often have you thought about that match since it happened?
Yeah, it's definitely something I think about a lot. That one hurt bad, but it was also to a great opponent, so nothing to really hang my head about. Just got to get better and hopefully get this one back.
When Josh broke down that match on camera, he said, you know, that first club that was something that he was unfamiliar with. Was there anything that you felt in wrestling Josh that surprised you?
Yeah, he really likes to keep his distance, so that was really something I had to really work on. Most of the guys would just hand fight with me, and but he was keeping his distance well. So you know, that's probably what I'm going to see again tomorrow. So,
Josh, this is a main event for a reason, not just because it's a great match, but you're close to home. Davidson's just down the road, and do you think you're going to have quite a crowd tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I got a lot of family, a lot of supporters in the area. You know, I think they're going to show out, so I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Being the main event, being the last match of the night, is that something that gets you fired up or something that you've thought about?
Yeah, a little bit. I think that, you know, regardless of first match, last match, I'm ready to compete. So, you know, it's definitely more invigorating, I think, a little bit. But I'm just excited to compete.
Rocco, I'm curious what you think about that fact, being that last match, being the main event. Is that something that you embrace?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that's a really good, big deal. It's pretty cool. We have 2 great kids going at it, and hopefully we can put on the show that everyone wants.
This is a match that we could see for a long time, right? Rocco, you're going to Ohio State. Both you guys are, you know, and Josh, you're going to Penn State. Both you guys are Big Ten recruits that are going to probably wrestle in this very building at some point, but you're on a Big Ten campus, and you know, hopefully Ohio State and Penn State fans are going to be excited to tune in as well. What's the experience been like today, being on a college campus, you know, being in this venue, maybe looking around campus a little bit? What's it been like for you, Rocco?
I mean, even though it's like a rival school for Ohio State, it's a really nice campus. So far, I've had a great time. Got some great gear and got to meet some new kids and stuff. So it's been cool.
Josh, what's been your experience? And I'm curious if you've been thinking at all about this building as even a potential venue for, you know, trying to get wins.
I don't really think about it too much, but, you know, I was here a year ago, almost exactly to the date on my visit, so it's kind of like deja vu a little bit, you know, coming back and just seeing everything. It's all the same, you know, as it was a year ago, and I'm excited to compete here, you know, get that little bit of a college feel, what those guys go through when they wrestle here.
Josh, you were in Who's Number One last year. You know, you said, I mean, it didn't go the way you wanted. It's against now a future teammate, Levi Haynes. How often have you thought about that match at Who's Number One, and how much would it mean for you to get the win here tomorrow?
I try not to think about my losses too much. You know, I obviously let them motivate me, and I watch them to, you know, to break down, you know, what happened, obviously get better. But, you know, just being here makes me want to win. I want to win everything I do. I'm a very competitive person, so just anything I do, I want to win. But, you know, I haven't really thought about that match too much in itself. You know, I take what I need to take and continue to improve upon it. So that's really my mindset heading in.
Rocco, you won one and lost one in a 4-man group last year, and were, I mean, right there in a crazy match at the end. what's been, anything that you've taken from Who's Number One that you think will help coming in tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean the college match is a lot different than a high school match. It's a lot longer and stuff. So I mean, not much I need to change. Just guy got to stay focused the whole match and just do my thing for the whole entire match. So.
It's going to be a really fun match. I'm excited for it. I know a lot of people are going to be tuning in for this one in particular. Josh Barr, Rocco Welch, thank you guys and good luck.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Our matchup at 120 pounds is going to be number 1, Jax Forrest, number 2, Nate Jezeroga. And this is a rematch of a best-of-3 series that we saw at the U17 World Team Trials. The series was crazy. Jax, how often have you thought about that series since it happened?
I mean, I've probably thought about it almost every day, just looking at the good and the bad that came from it. I know there was a lot more good that came from it for me, but I've just been thinking about it a lot, especially recently since I've known this match was coming up, just to go back and relive it and kind of just know what happened when it.
When you're thinking about the good and the bad and you're evaluating, what this match will look like, what have been some of the takeaways?
Definitely the good was me eventually winning, and I thought my hand fighting was getting better during it. But the bad was obviously me getting tech fouled in the first match, and then I had glimpses of bad moments with either my defense or just different things throughout the series.
Nate, you've been, you mentioned when we were in Iowa that you've thought about this match a fair amount too. What have been some of the takeaways or some of the things that are helpful for you as you prepare for the rematch?
I'm just confident in my wrestling. I know it can beat anybody, and I'm gonna have a dominant match tomorrow.
Dominant match tomorrow, and what gives you the confidence to say that, to be confident that you're going to dominate?
Because I know I'm good at wrestling, so that's where I get that from.
All right, Jax, he says it's going to be dominant. What kind of match do you think people should expect to see tomorrow?
I'm just expecting to have a fun match, just let it all out on the line. I mean, there's a lot of stake for it, and number 1, just going to go out there, have fun, going to try and create some action, score points, and just have a good time.
You guys have both in the past represented the United States. You've brought medals home from the U17 World Championships. Jax, what was that experience like for you to bring that medal home? And then, I'm sure you wanted that finals match too, right? You wanted that to be gold instead of silver. But what was that experience like for you as a whole?
I mean, I'm grateful for obviously the opportunity to go out there and just wrestle my best. I mean, I've been looking at it more as a negative than a positive because I wanted that gold, and I know I was better than that kid. I just got slipped up in a couple positions, and so it's been tough, kind of just trying to look past it and keep moving forward, even though it's something that I wanted really bad. But I just looked before that. I had 4 or 5 really good matches before that, and I wrestled the best I could, so I can't be mad at myself.
Nate, you represented the U.S. last year, brought home a bronze medal from the U17 World Championships. What was that experience like, and what did you take away from it?
It was a cool experience. The first time I got to travel overseas and wrestle. Competition was really good. Sort of the same thing that he said. Yeah, it's good.
In the next 24 hours, you're going to shift into competition mode. What does that look like for you, Nate?
Just relaxing, focusing on what I want to do during the match, chilling really, and then wrestling.
Jax, what's the next 24 hours look like for you?
Just relaxing, kind of like what he said, just getting ready for it, just going out there, having fun. I know I got a lot of things other than this match to look forward to. This is just another stepping stone in the right direction. But I'm just trying to relax, have a good time, make this a fun experience.
The rematch is going to be a fun experience for everybody that wants to watch. I mean, I know this is a match I'm really excited about, and a lot of people are too. Jax Forrest, Nate Jezeroga, good luck, guys, and thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, we talked earlier about the first match in our 164-man. This is the second one, Nico Ruiz and Joe Seeley. This is a rematch, and Nico, you've actually got the last 2 wins over Joe. What have you learned from those matches that you're going to take with you into the match tomorrow?
Last 2 matches, I wasn't aggressive as I wanted to. I'm going to try to be more tomorrow.
And Joe, what did you learn from those matches, and what are some of the takeaways that are going to help you tomorrow?
Yeah, he's a good wrestler, so I think really I just need to get off bottom.
Get off bottom.
Yeah.
So the mat will be a big factor. And it is a folk style match, and it's a 7-minute college match. Joe, when you think about a 7-minute college match, do you think that's an advantage for you or an advantage for Nico?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an advantage a little bit, but I mean, he's also got good endurance too, so I think it would just be a good, hard 7 minutes.
Nico, when you think about a college match, Joe mentioned the mat. Is the mat an area that you're hoping to take advantage of and riding time being at play and at that extra minute?
Yeah, the riding time's going to be good for me, but we both have good gas tanks, and it's going to be good.
What has your preparation been like leading into this event? Obviously, you train at Monster Garage with Ruben Valencia and some legendary practices in that room. What's the preparation been like for you?
Just keep high pace nonstop. Just keep going and keep going.
And Joe, what's your preparation been like? You're now at Lake Highland Prep, and that's a fairly recent decision. What's the training process been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple, just wrestling pretty much, so yeah.
Joe, you're coming off a U17 world title this summer. What was that like, and how much satisfaction did you have in getting that goal accomplished?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, I liked it. It was a good experience, but I'm kind of sad that folk style's here now. I like freestyle a lot better.
Nico, you had a good freestyle performance in Fargo. Made it to the finals. It's folk style season now. Which do you prefer, freestyle or folk style?
I like folk style, but I like riding on top. That's where I get a lot of my points for folk style, and it's fun for me. I like being able to turn that guy. It's like, oh yeah, I'm able to handle him, move him around where I want him.
It's going to be a great match, guys. I'm really excited. Kind of a clash of styles, and I think a lot of people will be excited too. For your match in particular, why do you think people should tune in to watch this one?
It's the 4-man bracket. It's going to be big. No matter what, it's 4-man. It's who wins it.
Joe, why do you think people should tune into this match?
I think both fun to watch, so it would be a good match.
And it is a 4-man bracket. Angelo Ferrari, Braden Scholes on the other side. Is there anybody that you're hoping or expecting to see?
Nah, whoever comes out on the other side.
Nico, what about for you?
I'm not expecting anyone, but I want to wrestle Ferrari.
Awesome, man. Well, I can't wait. Hope we're going to see a ton of action. I have a feeling we will. You guys are the second match of the night, and then hopefully wrestle in that second to last match to determine the number 1 spot. So, Nico, Joe, thank you guys so much, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome, guys.